Good morning, Kendall Kids, and welcome to your Wednesday, February 10th. Today is another day of the Wildcrats Challenge Week, and let you know at the end of the announcements, please stay tuned because the challenge for today will be coming at you from Miss Rieger and Miss Leone and a little video content at the very end of the announcements here. But to let you know, from yesterday, Joey Knapp won the second day raffle, so congrats to Joey. And then also to let you know who won that turkey hiding challenge. Well, the PM pre-K class won theirs with 1:09. Ms. Schultz's class won with 7 seconds. Ms. Glanton with 8. Ms. Kingsbury's class ended up winning. We don't have a time recorded right there. Mr. Wall's class won with 1 minute and 14 seconds for the 3rd grade. Ms. Buddha's class won with 30 seconds. Ms. Smith's with 1 minute and 33 seconds, and Ms. Dill's class with 59 minutes and 24 seconds. So congrats to all of the winning teams from yesterday. And let's talk a little bit about what's going on today. Today is National Flannel Day. So if you're not a fan of flannel, you should become one because it's very comfortable stuff. Actually invented by the Welsh, especially for people who are doing labor outdoors and were likely to be more easily cold, and then pretty much co-opted throughout the rest of the world for people who wanted to pretend to be lumberjacks, or people that were selling paper towels and pretending to be lumberjacks, or somebody who's doing home improvement kind of looked like a lumberjack. But no matter what you were doing, you gotta enjoy that flannel. It is a comfy bit of wear. But one funny bit of information about it is most flannel nowadays is made out of cotton and silk, where traditionally flannel was actually something you'd go buy to the nice store and buy a more expensive flannel shirt because it would be made out of sheep's wool. Wool is pretty popular because, number one, you can end up turning it into this really nice yarn that makes a very thick and durable shirt that's good for outdoorsmen and people, not to rip what they're wearing. But it also stays warm even when it's wet, so it's kind of perfect for outdoorsmen. But it got co-opted much more so for people who wanted to look outdoorsy but maybe weren't outdoorsy, and slowly turned into shirts that were made out of other materials. And at this point, it's become so popular that it's part of the fashion culture. So, even if you're wearing flannel, you might very well be a city slicker trying to pass off, or maybe you're just a, fashionista trying to show off a different kind of look. So now that we know all about the virtues of flannel, let's put our hands over our hearts and over our flannel shirts, and take a look over at the flag, and please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. All right, Kendall Kids, let's talk about food. Today we have a PB&J sandwich with string cheese, or penne pasta with meat sauce, roll, tossed salad with dressing, baby carrots with dressing, applesauce, and milk. That is a long menu set, so you got plenty to choose from today. But in terms of weather, you don't really have much to choose from at all, because guess what? It is going to be cold, and more cold coming your way. We're at a deep freeze for a little while to come, and the high is only going to be up in the low 20s or even high teens coming up. Friday and Saturday being the coldest days of the week. Friday winning out just because the low ends up being a little bit lower. So be prepared to dress nice and warm. Make sure that on your way out, if you're waiting for the bus or you're getting that ride in, that you're prepared to wear the warm clothing to get between the car and the building. So it is definitely going to be a chilly one out there. But that also means that we will not be having any outdoor recess, so it'll be indoor recess for a little while to come. So just a heads up on that. I would expect for the remainder of the week, I highly doubt there's any possibility we'll get outside, just because it will be so cold. You wouldn't want to be out there right now. So anyways, let's end our Kendall announcements with the mission statement. The mission of the Kendall Central School District is to provide the knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes needed by students to live responsibly and to compete successfully in today's and tomorrow's world. So remember, guys, to stay tuned for that creature challenge. Also, I want to remind you that there is still that kindness challenge going on outside of Miss Markham's room. There's a basket to collect those notes, and we're still working on that wall of kindness. So stay tuned. We're about to have that creature challenge coming at you right now.
Wet and rainy outside, worms travel. They come up and move from place to place above ground until the sun comes out. Ah! Help me! I'm drying! I'm drying! Ah. Translation? Worms can get stuck on the pavement or places that get really hot. So, why not give them a hand? A big hand. There you go, buddy. Calling out the Worm Patrol! Kids to the creature rescue! We gotta rescue some worms! It's hot out, they're drying! You'll be helping a really cool slimy creature find its way home to a wet, moist place out of the hot sun, to the worm's world. You found one. All right, now see, he's in a little puddle here, so let's get him out of there. It's so hot. Do you want to take him over to the grass? There you go, good! That looks like a good spot. Good job, you saved the worm. All right, guys, put them in the ground. Let's go.
Over here.
And by putting them back in the dirt, you'll be helping the earth. Worms are amazing soil farmers, mixing up the dirt, helping plants, grass, and trees grow. We found one right here.
Right there.
Yeah. Okay, bring it back home. It's nice and cool in here, and he can burrow into the soil. Good one. All right. Slimy high five. And if you take some home, you can have pet worms that make dirt. It's composting, and this is a compost bin. All right, everybody, put your worms in here. Yep, that's where our worms live, inside the compost bin. And now we gotta feed them, right? So, what do? You get table scraps. Banana peels. Who wants to throw a banana peel in to feed the worms? After we put the food in, we take some leaves and you cover it up. And there you go. So you cover a layer with leaves. Now we cover the bin and wait. They'll break it down and turn it into dirt. Look at this. Perfect soil for your garden. That's worm power. All right, everybody, let's take some dirt and take it to the garden. All right, so the worms made the dirt we put in the garden to grow more fruits and vegetables for ourselves, huh? So like all these Wild Kratts kids, get out there and go on an adventure on your own. See you on the creature trail.
All right, Kendall. Welcome to Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday. Woo! Now, you have just watched the creature power for the worm, and it made me think a lot. How about you? When I used to walk by worms on the sidewalk or in my driveway, I would tell Joey, leave the worms alone, let nature take its course. But now after watching Wild Kratts, we learned that it's our job to save the worms. They make dirt. So, what better challenge to do than to save the worms?
We're going to save the worms, boys and girls.
You are going to get a bowl or plate of 4 worms per partners. Okay, if you're a group of 3, then you'll have 6 worms in your bowl. Your teacher will give you a cup per team, and each of you will have chopsticks. Now, here's your challenge. You cannot touch the worms. You have to use your chopsticks. It will be tricky, but that's why it's a challenge. Now, I have my chopsticks, and if you've eaten sushi before, you might know how to use these. If you haven't, that's okay. Be creative on using your chopsticks to get the worm into the cup. If you want to use chopsticks the way to eat sushi, this is how you do it. You take your first chopstick, put it in the pit of your thumb, and lean it against your hand right before your knuckle of your index finger. You take your middle finger, not your ring finger, not your index finger, your middle finger, and you grip in the pit, and then grip it, curl your middle finger, and grip it on your middle finger. Now get it really comfortable in a spot where you're going to be able to grip that chopstick. That chopstick will not move. It stays fixed. Now you have your thumb and your pointer finger to control your other chopstick. So I'm going to lay it, this is where it's comfortable for me. I'm going to lay it right in between my first two knuckles on the soft part of my index finger. And then I'm going to curl my pointer finger and my thumb. And now I'm pinching my thumb and my pointer finger, and I can now move my chopstick. Okay, so let's try that. We're going to put the timer on, and the fastest team to get their worms in the cup wins, and then the challenge is all over in your class. You will then send your results to Mrs. Leone and Mrs. Rieger. All right, here we go.
All right. Ready to challenge.
3, 2, 1.
Save the worms. Save the worms, Mrs. Rieger. Save the worms. Save the worms.
Save the worms.
Save the worms. This is hard, but I can do it.
This is so tricky. I'm being optimistic. I got a worm.
I almost have one. Oh, I lost it.
Make more dirt
I
worms.
lost it. I'm not sure if I'm
You
using
can
the
do
right
it.
one.
Come
I
on,
might-
Mrs. Leone. Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Thank you for sharing these worms.
All right, I got another worm. Come on, Mrs. Leone.
I'm close.
Let's go, Mrs. Leone.
I'm almost.
36 seconds. Can you save the worms faster than 36 seconds?
Half the
Clock.
work.